こらしっかりしろ。死ぬんじゃねえよおめえ。
無理っすよ。死んでますよ。
So, I had to watch this movie in literal parts because I couldn't handle watching the entire thing all at once, compared to some of you. Here is a quick warning: some people may find some of the videos and some of the stuff inside of this movie distressing, and if you're easily disturbed, I recommend that you leave this video immediately. Thank you for listening to this disclaimer, and now I'm going to continue on with the movie and what I thought of it, and some reviews, and the real case that this movie was based off of. This movie that you're looking at right now is called Concrete. It was made in 2004 in Japan based on a case that happened in 1989. Of course, with my videos, I do usually take a very comedic approach. However, I do not feel like this is a very good movie to actually take a comedic approach for. This is the girl that was going to get basically kidnapped and tortured for literally like 40 days. However, the only thing is that there were some changes in the movie because the original case that this was set on was too graphic and too detailed to actually base the entire movie onto an actual case that is that graphic to the point where it's placed as a war crime. So for the acting, I will give it props for the sort of movie this is. The acting is fair, it's quite good, it's decent at least. However, there are some sections which I heard which I was like, that it? You're meant to sound a bit more scared there. However, I can understand why they probably didn't put as much effort into some certain sections than other sections. I do want to give my appreciation for the girl who actually played the victim. She was very believable, and in fact, she actually made me feel like I was actually watching her, not some completely different person acting as somebody who was murdered, which was something that I do struggle with these sort of movies, which is that I struggle to actually look at somebody and connect them to the original case. So well done, Masaki Komori. I think that's your name. I probably mispronounced it because I am one of those sort of people. Thank you for your very believable performance. So of course the best thing about these sort of movies is that it gives you an eye perspective into what this person actually went through. However, in a way, it also makes you feel much more sad because you know that it was much worse than what this movie is actually portraying right now to you. And of course, the worst bit of this entire movie is the fact that this is already very graphic, to the point where it's kind of a bit in your face, and it's almost hard to believe that anything else happened than what was already portrayed. I will quickly add something here. I am very used to watching very gory things. I am very used to looking at things which other people would think, why the fuck would you even look at that? But even this was very hard for me to watch, and the fact that this was barely scratching the surface was kind of a bit mind-blowing when I figured it out. So of course, when movie reviews are usually made, what they usually do is go through each scene inside of the movie, and I am not gonna do that. To be honest, even the idea of actually thinking of each scene makes me sick to my stomach, so I am not going to do that. I am not gonna go through each scene inside of this movie, but instead I am just gonna tell you whether you should watch it or not, and the requirements to actually watch this movie. And as in requirements, I mean emotional requirements. Since the best bit is that Japan didn't even give this an age rating. I don't know why. I would have a feeling that this movie would be an 18 if it got sent over to Britain and America, but apparently no, we're not going to have an age rating shoved on it. However, just for clarification, this is definitely an 18. There's no doubt about it. You can't really add in this sort of scenery and not have it be an 18. If somebody can manage to do that, wow, just wow. So first of all, I do recommend that you're 18. Or at least 16. That is the minimum that I do recommend. At least 16 to 18 years old, you should watch this movie. But also make sure that you don't have any form of PTSD and you're not easily disturbed. Make sure that you've had enough sleep. That is definitely one thing. And if you cannot handle it or you have some form of a disorder that makes you dissociate from looking at traumatic things, make sure you split up your watch time into multiple sections and segments, because otherwise you'd be coming out like a zombie afterwards. And also, if you've had any traumatic past experiences, this movie is not likely for you. This movie can be extremely triggering and can set off some massive PTSD episodes. Just to shove out there. And even I watched it and even I struggled through it, and I watch a lot of shit, so yeah, that is something to put out there. So now I'm gonna end with what I thought about it. So I didn't really come off with much of a feeling of, wow, this movie was great, wow, this movie was horrifically shit. I more just felt very numb afterwards, like this emotional numbness when you've seen something very, very graphic and very distressing, and then you don't really know how to react to that because it's happened. And it's a movie, and it's kind of just retelling the events. However, you're still going to feel that emotional numbness. You know that's happened, and it happens still in certain places of the world, and even inside of your own country. That is kind of the feeling I got. I wouldn't say I liked it, I didn't dislike it, I more just watched the movie. I will give props to the acting, I'll give props to the screenwriting, I'll give props to a lot of things. However, I didn't come off thinking, wow, this is a great movie, or wow, this is a bad movie. I more just felt numb. To be honest, that is likely because it isn't a bad movie. It doesn't make you think, wow, I'm never going to watch this again afterwards. But it more makes you think, wow, I'm never going to watch this again afterwards because you hated it so much and it wasn't entertaining, but not because it was a bad movie, but because it was such a mental strain on your emotions and just in general. It kind of feels like you've come out of the gym and you're sweating, but you're not exactly sweating, you're just extremely tired because you watched a movie where somebody got tortured for 40 days. That is kind of it, and that isn't the best sort of thing to watch or in your free time, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I'm just gonna end this video here. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for more. However, if you want to watch this movie, go right ahead. You can find it somewhere online, just make sure it doesn't get filled with viruses. Now see ya and have a right good one. Here's a picture of BTS. Or is it a video? Yeah, it's a video.